Well, something else brand new from DoorDash. It's been a busy week here. This new changes to your account verification process. This is an initial rollout from what it seems. It's going to be something that unfortunately interrupts your current Dash. So look, this brand new announcement was announced right here just, a day ago, saying DoorDash further strengthens safeguards against account sharing. Now, that's good, right? I mean, we don't want bot, scam, phishing, all that stuff, but we also don't want account sharing, because if someone's sharing an account, more people are on the road, maybe that profile is being used when it shouldn't be used, right? Let's continue. Now, if you're familiar with DoorDash, really popular side hustle, we got 7+ million earners right now. We have shopping, we have all these different niches now, new verticals, they call it. Here's what's changing. I'm not going to read the entire article with you. I know your time's valuable. Here's the biggest takeaways of what's changing. And yes, this is going to interrupt your current Dash, which just means like when you're driving, right? So if you didn't know, the security measures here, this is all this is, a security check, typically happens whenever you start or end a Dash, like a shift, right? It's going to look something like this. It's pretty simple. It's either scan your driver's license or you take a real-time selfie. So what this is going to do, and different apps are using this stuff nowadays. This isn't the case 5 years ago, but most of these gig apps are doing this security check with the selfie. You scan the ID, and then this technology is going to compare the ID, their credentials, and the picture in that ID to your selfie. So it's going to be a camera, take your photo here in the center, turn slightly left, take a picture, turn slightly right, take a picture, and then that's it, and it compares, okay? Here's what's changing. Quote, this is from DoorDash directly. We're rolling out more frequent identity re-verification and new machine learning technology to better ensure Dashers are who they say they are. We will now require more than 150,000 Dashers to re-verify their identity each week. All right, does that sound like a lot to you? 150,000, at least in maybe we'll call it an initial beta, a wave, phase 1, whatever, for more frequent re-verification. Again, I told you there's 7 million plus Dashers. That's globally though. So 150,000 in this initial wave. Our identity safeguards are combating account sharing, get this, with monthly deactivations of inauthentic accounts doubling since last year. When I read this initially, and I don't know if we have this later, I'm trying to remember if I featured this later in the presentation here, but there are deactivations from fraudulent, inactive account, well, not inactive, what's the word here? Inauthentic accounts. The number of deactivations already passed 2023. They already passed 2023, and it was in like July. So like month 7, like July of 2024, they already surpassed all deactivations, at least from like fraud or in authentic accounts from the year prior. That's a lot of deactivations. But again, this is a good thing because we don't want someone to be sharing their account, especially sharing it with someone or selling it, by the way, selling their account to someone who's not authorized to be on the road. Let's continue. While no system is perfect, our safeguards are effective and produce meaningful results. Every week, our screening process prevents over 15,000 prospective Dashers who fail to meet our criteria from joining the platform. So someone's like trying to get on and they have a doctored, I don't know, or fake ID or something, and it's not who they say is signing up. Like they'll, I don't know, falsify something along the way. Either they'll fake the selfie, they might try to use a different social security number, whatever it is, and or fake documents, passport, ID, whatever the ID check is, right? 15,000. That's just from Dashers trying to join the platform. There's an argument of like, oh, this is getting saturated, right? Well, this isn't just DoorDash, by the way. Any app that can better their safeguards from having bad actors just joining in the first place, that's good. If someone's going to join, you want them to join legitimately versus doctoring the platform, stuffing the platform with fake profiles. There's the stat right there. I thought so. Monthly deactivations of inauthentic accounts have more than doubled compared to last year, with 2024's deactivations surpassing all of 2023 by July. More than doubled. Now, this is specific to inauthentic accounts. I mean, how do you feel about this? You can let me know in the live chat or the comments here. But it doesn't affect you if you're a legit account, right? This is only deactivations from inauthentic accounts. Again, I think that would be a good thing, right? I think most people would like that. And each week, we prevent an average of 4,600 attempts by deactivated dashers who previously violated our verification policies from regaining access. Now, that's interesting because it says every week, they're preventing around 4,600 attempts. Now, that says specifically from deactivated dashers who specifically violated our verification policies from getting back on the platform. So again, that is specific to those who couldn't verify their identity. So typically what you see is, hey, scan the driver's license again, or at least take a selfie before the shift or after the shift. So again, that's changing here. Let's continue. Today, we're sharing how we've stepped up efforts to prevent account sharing and unauthorized access to our platform by requiring select dashers to re-verify their identity between deliveries. My question to you, for everyone that has like a legitimate account, your ID, and you just take the selfie, how often, and do you think that's going to be a pain, right? Like, if we'll be real here, do you think it's going to be a pain to have to re-identify your verification during your dash? I'll say yes and no. I'll give you both sides here. That's kind of what I try to do here. This first time you and I are meeting. My name's Mike here in Pittsburgh. Started my side hustle in 2015 because I was sitting around not making any money, and these apps were coming to Pittsburgh in those years. And I since started most every single major gig app. Would love to have you as a team member. Consider subscribing. Is that going to be a pain? Is it going to be too much? Deploying machine learning technology to better detect signals of potential inauthentic activity. So the article continues to say, okay, if we detect suspicious login patterns, so imagine like you typically log in, like 90% of your shifts are after 5 p.m. and you go online because that's when you're free. If you're working 9 to 5, like, I'm free after work, I usually like go online at like 5:05, 5:12. If they see a random login at like 12 p.m. on a Tuesday, when typically you've never dashed, then that could flag a re-authentication. At least that's what I think it would do. Increase in the number of real-time identity checks completed each week. There you go. Okay. So it's going to be real time during your dash. Let me know in the live chat or the comments, like a pain. I don't love it, but I get it for security reasons. So it's, it's not the worst thing. And I'll give you my take here as well. Here's the markets. Pay attention. If you're going to leave this video, I would not. And if you can't, drop a like on this video. I know it's the phone's over there. We're like, oh, fine. It does help the video. I appreciate it. If you appreciate the value that I provide here. Identity verification during a dash. To further strengthen our identity verification process, we've begun requiring select dashers to occasionally complete a real-time identity check during a dash. Here we go. Immediately after you complete a delivery. So there is the pattern interrupt when you're dashing. So once you finish a delivery, okay, click confirm delivery. You know how the pay screen pops up. Boom, right then, please re-verify your identity. Let's address that right now. When would that be a pain, and when wouldn't you really care? So it would be a pain if you're trying to get moving. Like, I already got my request. Like, dude, stop. I just want to go back online. I mean, you're still online, right? But I want to start getting requests again. I'm multi-apping. I'm already online with Uber Eats and Grubhub. I already accepted my next request, Spark, whatever it is. Like, I'm done, guys. Like, I want to pause my dash, let's say. Now, on the pro side, again, it's helping account security. How long does it take? I mean, it takes 10 seconds. Click, camera pops up, center picture, left, right, and then you're done. Con, connectivity issues maybe. Like, is it going to work? Now, I'm going to show you some other examples here, but I've done this on other apps. Most every single time, there's no technical issue there. And then you could say, well, if you're worried about connectivity issues, you can have connectivity issues on just finishing the delivery, right? Like, hey, it says you have low signal, just continue to an area with better signal to complete the delivery, right? Continuing. Previously, dashers re-verify their identity before or after they start dashing, right? This new requirement will make our safeguards less predictable and even harder to evade. So if you're a dasher that's legit, I mean, that shouldn't really bother you, right? It's just more of like, well, it's another step I have to do. It can be relatively quick, but anything that like kind of disrupts the workflow, I just want to keep moving. And it sounds like, Mike, it's not a big deal, 10 seconds. But remember, there's things like the receipt picture. So when I pick up the offer, I'm putting it in my hot and cold bag, and then I'm putting my GPS in, I'm shifting in reverse, I'm ready to leave, and it says, oh, take a picture of the receipt. You're like, oh, okay. That's not every time, but that disrupts the workflow. It's the same kind of thing here. You're moving, I want to keep going, and something like this disrupts your workflow. But I get it, safety and whatnot. We have started to roll this feature out in the following cities: San Francisco, Orlando, Seattle, Los Angeles, Yakima, Denver, Boulder, Colorado, Sacramento, Atlantic City, and Fort Myers. But we plan to roll it out more widely through the end of the year. Basically, we're in the end of the year. December 2024 and into 2025. I'm going to give you my initial verdicts here. Let me know your thoughts on this in the live chat, in the comments. I will take your questions after this video. If you want access to all of those Q&As, click that join button and join as a channel member. We'd love to have you there. Now, look, other platforms have been doing this. This is nothing new. So in January of 2024, Walmart Spark doubled down on their prevention measures. We've built a robust bot prevention system. This enabled us to significantly reduce the use of bots on the Spark Driver platform. Same kind of thing. And actually, this same exact integration with the Persona, software integration, the selfie cameras, same company, same kind of thing. We see the same things from Uber Eats and Uber. You can see here, Uber photo verification process, the same thing. Steps to take a verification selfie. So this is not new, but what is new is it's disrupting your dash. Okay. It's going to be more frequent. It's going to be more unpredictable. Because think about it. If you're a bad actor, you're like, oh yeah, they require you to take a selfie before or after. So I'm not even going to say what they could do, but there's different ways to oh, we'll do this and then we should be good. We'll do that and then we should pass the thing. Right. But if it's more unpredictable, there you go. So my initial verdict, something like this, it's disrupting your dash. Let's do the cons first. Okay. Something that's disrupting your dash is taking more time. It's another thing that could throw me off and again, disrupt my workflow. I could have a receipt picture I could have a please reconfirm your pizza bag. There's that too. If you're doing pizza runs, please reconfirm your pizza bag, which I've already done, guys. Take a picture again. Okay, that disrupts the dash. This could disrupt the dash. Can we think of anything else? I'm sure I'm missing something. What else could disrupt the dash during the dash? Let me know. Maybe the item audit, the Dasher item audit. That's another newer, kind of a pretty small test, I believe, but let me know, where it says, open the sealed bag, ask the staff to confirm all items in there, check off that each item is in there, and then you can have them reseal it and confirm and make the delivery, or the pickup, I should say, at that point. That's the Dasher item audit that I call it. But what else can disrupt your dash? Okay, the pros here. Well, number one, it's greater security. Now, I know it takes a few seconds. I hope it works. At least in my experience, typically it works. But it's for security purposes. What was it? 15,000 dashers a week, was it? The whole pilot test said 150,000. But it said what? I think it said 15,000 per week. So a pro, it shouldn't be a lot of people, we would think, because if it's like 7 million dashers globally, it's a smaller proportion, obviously, in the US. Let me know where you're watching from, what marketplace or what country. But it shouldn't be a ton of people, and it's for security purposes. So let me know what you think about this. This was just announced, and this is on the heels of even more changes from DoorDash that was just announced. So I'll leave that video linked here if you want to see it. But more frequent verification, good and bad thing. What do you think?